Hey there, I'm Euge Valovirta and I'm gonna show you how you can shave your guitar neck from this, your basic glossy neck to a satin-like neck, and also a couple of other tips and tricks how to set up your guitar. Okay, so what we're gonna do, I have unstringed the guitar. This is a ESP LTD Phoenix Deluxe, and well, I'm gonna place it here. I have a little bit of a small towel there, so the knobs don't, hurt. And what we're gonna do, this is the way I've done it on many of my guitars. My signature ESPs, they come, shaven on the factory, wood, but if they aren't, this is what I'm gonna do. So, first 180 this sandpaper, just your normal sandpaper, and you start to shave the neck. Just around it like this, and what I'm gonna do here, I'm not gonna shave this so that the wood will show. I'm just gonna shave it enough so that it's like satin-like, because sometimes these things have so much paint and lacquer, and when you shave it all the way, the neck can become a bit too thin. So if you really like the thickness and shape of your neck, then this is a really simple and easy thing to do. And it already feels like slippery nicely. And then you wanna, probably what I do, I sand the bindings also, just a little bit like that, and like that. Okay, now it starts to be, and you don't want to overdo this, just a little bit that it becomes this satin feels like. Because if you play a lot, like myself, you have to do this every now and then, because obviously when you play, you move your hand, the satin feel will wear out, and again this lacquery feel will come up, which at least I feel that if I'm sweaty, my hands will kind of jam. So this neck is much more enjoyable to play. Maybe check here that I'll do it here. And I mean, yeah, some people are really careful with their guitars, but to me these are working tools, and in my opinion, guitars like when you command them playing wise, and otherwise you make them your own. Alright, then let's clear the there's little bits here I can feel with my hand. Maybe I'll do there is a spot that, and here was two. And there Okay, now let's see. Yeah, it feels really good. And then the last thing, I mean, this is really smooth already, so sometimes I have used a little bit rougher paper to do the first, part, but I don't have it. And then I have this 320, which is, so I'm kind of finishing the job with this. Oops. Just to smoothen it out, smoothen the bindings, and this is also a good way if you feel that your guitar has a little bit too sharp the bindings. This doesn't have, but it's gonna do it anyway, a little bit like here. Fantastic. Okay, so now it's done, and it feels fantastic, really smooth. And so you don't have to do a lot, but if you want to keep it this way, like I said, you have to be prepared to do this every now and then. There's no set time how often. It basically depends how much you play with the guitar and what is your preference. Alright, let's throw these away, and then let's restring this guitar, because this kind of tune-o-matic bridge, I mean, this is actually the first time I'm changing the strings on this one. I've had this almost a year. So the strings were like your usual, like here, or this. But I like to keep them in a bit unorthodox way, if you will. So DR strings, my favorite ones. And since this is going to be mostly in E standard or drop D, I'm gonna put a tight fit 10 to 52 set. There. So, first thing, so I'm gonna put them like the wrong way, in a way. Like that. Second and fifth. And G and low E strings. Like that. So the strings are like this. Then I'm gonna pull them here. And the reason is that with this way, the angle of the string isn't as sharp as it would be in a normal way. And at least I felt that, you don't break them too often, not that often, and I like the feel when my hand rests on top of here when the strings are here, and maybe that's a little bit sustained. I don't know, but probably that's just, I'm thinking that it adds, so it's kinda adds. Don't know if that is true. And then, since this has locking tuners, so you only wanna put them here. Don't do any, extra rolling. So you just tighten this, and then you tighten it here. You can see the locking tuner. You lock it. So no rolling, just straight here, because this is a locking tuner, so you want to have as little as possible the string here, because the more string you have, the more it can move. But now there's not that much, and then we wrong knob like that. So it's only there just a little, but because this is a locking tuner, so the idea is to have as little as possible the string there. Alright, and the last string is on its way, like that. And you just tighten it, move it upwards, and ta-da! So, as you can see, the angle is almost straight. And since this is this straight, you wanna, you know, put the tailpiece on top of the body. Then maybe you need to do a little, well, the strings, they fit in there really well. Well, this is a bit, so I might need to do a little bit thing with this one, but I need to play this bit first, because sometimes, usually when the strings is here, you know, when you play a little while, it's, you know, it will sit there. But if not, then you just take a little metal piece or with a string and just do a little so that the whatever it is called, so that the string will stay there. And we're gonna tune this, and this is important thing, bending the strings when you tune. Many people doesn't, to my surprise, know this. So E, and by bending I mean really pushing the strings, like with your like full hand. Yeah, it went from E to C. So when you do this, when you change your strings, the guitar will most likely stay really well in tune, or like really with all your power basically. If you break the string doing this, then it means that the string was, as we say in Finland, a Monday copy. So that means it was bad in the first place. It would have, you know, broken out eventually. So I always do this, like really burn the strings, and then when you do this, they will stay in tune really well, especially with the locking tuners. So you do this for all strings. So basically you grab like this, and then with your thumb and really do it like hard way. And again, if the string breaks, that was a bad string, so it's time for it to go. So you do this with all strings, and the plain strings I usually do like this. So, and it's important to also bend them here, especially the G string. So you bend it here and here, like really heavily, so that it really will find its place. And well, it's in G. Well, it went to F. So this will take a bit of time, but when you do this like properly, it's really, I mean, I've had guitar tech that, you know, I bend the strings, then I grab the guitar and, you know, do like play like I play, like, you know, do like really heavy bending, then it's like out of tune. I was like, well, you didn't bend the strings hard enough. So yeah, that's what you do. Okay, well, let's assume that now I've done it, this is in tune. Let me just tune this really fast and without doing the heavy bending, because it will take a while. Just a, you know, short one. Like that. And obviously, you know, you want to play a little bit and then it holds surprisingly well, even though I also only bent a couple of strings. But this is a great guitar, and these locking tuners, these are fantastic. And you know, the strings stayed here, even though I cool, okay, and then, well, your basic thing, let's just cut the extra bits off, because you don't wanna poke anyone to eye with this. So, alright, let's take them there, like that. Alright, and then when you play with lots of distortion, you know, you sometimes have these unwanted, obviously you can't hear them now, but with the distortion it might be a little bit annoying. So what I do, this is from I think this was from EMG pickups, the package that comes, or whatever foam. So I measure like about that. Like this. And then I put this under the, usually when I change strings I'll put this, you know, kind of like first, because this is a bit hard, but there it goes, like that. So now, you know, you've seen on, you know, maybe on some studio clips people have those bands, or you know, hair bands, and sometimes they put stuff here, because these can ring too if you want to, you know, do like really tight chuggy sound. But this helps. It's a little bit wide, so maybe it looks a bit stupid, so I'll just make it a little bit like this, and then I put it here like that. Let's give it a little help with the screwdriver. Alright, now it's nice and tidy there, and I always keep this open so I don't have the, because you know, conditions changes, humidity, you know, the necks tend to, so sometimes I need to loosen or tighten the neck, because you want to have the neck as narrow, as straight as possible. And the string height, how I measure it, it's basically I press on the highest fret and on the first fret, and then when you check out, there should be a like little bit air. I usually give it like 1 millimeter, but that's just approximate, because you know what you really is, if the guitar feels good. And if all the strings, notes ring, then it's good. And this real rattling noise, that's just normal, and if you play with balls like me, that's just adds balls to the sound when it comes out from the amplifier. Whoops. Yeah, I mean, now I need to bend the strings a little bit more, and well, this seems to fit really well here. So yeah, that's some tips on how you. So this isn't any harder than this. You just shave it a little bit with the sandpaper. And the pickup height, whatever it is, I need to play with an amp and see what feels the best. The kind of the sweet spot. If it's too close, it will probably feedback, and your picking nuances will be compressed. If it's too low, then the sound is a little bit weak. But yeah, this is how you do it, and how to set the intonation. Yeah, really fast. So you tune the guitar. Let's say this E string, E, then on the 12th fret, and if it's a little bit up, like now, that means that the string is too short, because the shorter the notes between here and here, the higher the noise. So if this note is too high, you need to make the string longer. So then you just move this piece a little bit back towards the bridge, tail bridge. Then the string will be longer. I don't have a screwdriver there, but that's the way you do it. And if the string, this sound from the 12th fret compared to the open string, if it's too low, that means the string is too long. So then you need to move this bridge piece pole towards the neck to make the strings shorter. That's also as simple as that. Okay, hey, thanks for watching, and yeah, stay tuned. If you like, thumbs up, subscribe, the drill. Hi again. I forgot to mention that when I'm changing strings, I usually put this Dunlop's fretboard 65 Ultimate lemon oil. It, covers the fretboard, but it also makes it like not wet, but if your fretboard is really dry, but this makes it like really fluid. So lemon oil, and then when I cloth it, then there's obviously things left here on the cloth. I usually do put a little bit here on the back of the neck too, so that lemon oil is also protects the neck too, because you just sand it off the lacquer from there. But so you probably can't see it, but now it's I have a satin feel neck on my guitar.